Vince right here. As I record, of course, there's a lawnmower starting. You couldn't hear it, but I can hear it, which annoys me more and affects the video more than whoever can hears it through this audio. Anyways, but yeah, this is gonna be an interesting Vince talk, knowing that I'm basically just gonna go into more of a religious turn on it, aka Vince Ministries, which I might as well add it into one of my Vince talks because I mean, why not? But also, like a little bit of gaming here and there. There's not a lot of news. This is not set up professionally, to be honest with you. But anyways, yeah, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's good. I want to talk about some news saying stuff, but also just some updates. Still looking for a job here and there. I found a good apartment and pretty much I need to pay for it. Getting a job. Try to really maneuver whatever my life is throwing at me. I'm focusing on that more than anything. I soon realized that when it comes to explaining it, it's not the most funnest thing to do. Oh, also another thing I kind of forgot. Man, the other stuff I've been recording, I keep forgetting about this. It's not really a big deal, but yeah, I had a tooth extraction. I'm gonna sound double the Daffy Duck. Okay? I woke up wappatash, okay? Like my freaking wording here and there, or just it's my tooth. I feel like my fangs are just bigger. My canines are starting, like, even though they're just normal size. But ever since these 2 or 4 other wisdom teeth are gone, I the way I'm talking right now, it feels like there's like a nail like stuck to my buck tooth. You know what I mean? Like that's what I sound like. I sound more of a cartoony character. And the thing is that I was actually planning to do a face reveal. Nah, I can't. With this like whole construction site going on inside of my freaking mouth, I'm absolutely just I have had it. Okay, I can't take this anymore. Thank goodness that I stopped doing the whole, like, I guess stop being active on YouTube in a sense. Which, if I gotta be real, I was even thinking of doing more gameplays, but my capture has been bad. So I don't know. Maybe not this time because I am gonna be recording some gameplays here and there, but we're just gonna wait and see if I ever upload those in time. I know I need to do something miraculous related, but again, we're just gonna wait and see. I haven't even uploaded one of the no commentaries. That's how the commentaries. I'm sorry, not no commentaries. The commentaries of some of these miraculous ladybug content. Like I haven't even been doing that. Like uploading those videos. I just been so off on my YouTube game. Like this whole time, I never believe quitting YouTube. But man, do I need to quit YouTube, because if YouTube was really a job for me, I would get fired right now. Okay? It's not a job for me at all. And it's not even like it's kind of like a self-hiring status, like self-conductor. Like pretty much I have no boss when it comes to YouTube. But if I did, they would fire me. But yeah, I don't know what's happening. My everything is, I got a lot of excuses, or at least I'm digging up some. But also I got an update. What was I saying like before before I brought my tooth up? Oh man, I have to think about that now while I explain to you what's gonna happen this month. It's May. It's now hot. I miss it. It's good that it's warm, nice weather, and everything. I guarantee not the beach. Okay, did I say? Listen, that was a mistake. I don't cuss in this channel. But I said the B word by mistake because I'm supposed to say the beach. Okay, this is what happens when I have this freaking man. I hope my channel does listen. Any little cuss word that I say, and this is just happening to me. I can cuss if I want. I don't want to because I'm Christian. But if I cuss a little bit, I'm in this curse on YouTube. I'm cursed on YouTube. Let's be real. Terminated every freaking year, okay? And also, like, that's why I'm trying to remove a couple of webtoons here and there, because that's the whole reason why I keep getting terminated, because Webtoon has that AI on them. instead of a real person to manage when it comes to copyright laws and stuff. I have to. What was I trying to say? Ah, shoot, I forget. I forget. Oh my gosh, I was on my game and I had my pen and paper here that I could easily write it down. God damn, what was I trying to say? Yeah, I'm just. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm unfortunate, basically. I'm just. Man, but also I have an update. I have an update. That's what I'm supposed to get into. Okay, I'm all over the place right now. I'm so off filter. I don't know why. I just when I record in these certain times, this is why I need my own place because even during the days that I could record, I can't feel it. I can't, and I have to be determined to record in these certain days, even though something might come up like later on or tomorrow. It's like I don't have that luxury. I have to do stuff at a certain time. And that's why you don't see me doing interviews or stuff that I wanted to do on YouTube. That's why I never quit on YouTube, because once I get in my own place, there is a lot of content that I could do. A lot of stuff that I can do. A lot of ideas, but I can't because of a certain time that I have to get all this stuff out. This is basically garbage day of my thoughts, basically, because I don't do Let's Reads anymore. I don't do much of the gameplays. So basically, I just filter everything out in terms of announcements and whatever stuff that anyone freaking cares about. But I'm going to convention. I'm with my brother and also with my co-host Stefan. We're going to HypeCon. It's on May 13th, and it's gonna be a good time. It's here in the Bay Area, of course. I really want to go to anime. I really want to go to an authentic. I don't know. Let me ask my friend Stefan, because it could be something like in the summer that we could set up. Who knows? Damn, my Daffy Duck is. you hear that? Like, my gosh, my Daffy Duck is coming out. Also, yeah, I asked the guidelines. Shoot, I was trying to get back to what I was saying, but I forgot. Man, my brain is not in the best place right now. I've been so busy today. Moving on. Let's get into I guess whatever this is. Okay, this was gonna be something for Vince Ministries or something. And I guess it is. But before that, let's get into some news. Apparently, Spain and Portugal is dealing with a blackout. I don't know what that's about. Shoot. Thank goodness I was there. I was in Spain when I was doing my whole European trip last summer. And yeah, good thing that didn't happen when that was happening. And I saw some videos here and there of Portugal and Spain, or at least in Portugal, that people were actually not having a bad time when they were dealing with the blackouts. They were basically okay. They were A-okay. And, I feel like, this is, like, it would be different here in America, even though, like, we kind of needed it, like, a time for 1 week off the internet. I don't know. There's this whole thing, like, I feel like, what I heard, my words are spouting, as you can tell, okay? There's no consistency of anything that I do right now, especially when it comes to topics. I heard this thing that because certain schools in America, and I don't know which schools, I don't even know about the schools here in California, but certain high schools, middle schools, I think there's like a pouch thing, like they have your phone confiscated. And that's a usual thing out there, especially right now. It's no surprise. I think I heard places in Europe that does that, confiscate your phone. But also in high schools and also in middle schools here in the U.S., they're starting to confiscate phones. I don't know. Somebody can fill me in on that, because I know I have a younger audience, and they can, even though that younger audience at this point is gone, because I don't have any active audience at this point. So whoever can fill me in on that. But that's what I heard, is that there is this video on TikTok where I saw this young individual in a high school, I think, that was posting, I don't know, like, I guess the person has two phones or something, but basically is trying to get, like, has a pouch, and you have to go into this, like, it was like something on the wall that you have to put that pouch next to it to scan it, and then you get your phone back. I don't know, it's interesting. I feel like this is like a good way to make sure, like, students stay focused, and it's a much more easier and better way. And I just found that out because I never had that when I was in high school. Guaranteed that I never really had a very good phone. I had like a cell phone, but I never had a smartphone. The one that, everyone has right now, iPhone, Android, whatever. Never had that. I used to have a flip phone, believe it or not. And this was like around like, 2015 or something. I still remember like, walking down pretending to call somebody on my flip phone. And everyone else has smartphones, and I'm over here acting like I was born in the '90s, which I am. Hello, but yeah, that's just interesting. Also, what is up with this whole trend? Speaking of trends here and there, and the life of any content creator or something like that. This whole thing about Zahid. Okay, people call it different names here and there. Zahid, Zahid, whatever. Zahid won this track. I keep seeing that all over TikTok. Not only that, but there's this other trend about one gorilla versus 100 dudes or something. Those trends, those trends. So they're like all over the place. And what else? Oh yeah, like I am going into the other meats and potatoes here and there, but maybe I'll get to that in my Vince Ministries, which I guess I'll just open the door and get into it of a news section in VinzTalk, Vince Ministries. Hopefully I don't freaking, black out when I see what I did there. Black out when I try to focus, like, oh man, what do I talk about? Shoot, I forget. Damn, I forget. But anyways, this has been an interesting time as a Christian. I just noticed like stuff here and there where I'm like, oh man, well, I can see that. I want to give an update of really what's going on with me spiritually right now, because I feel like, why not? It's my damn show. So, as you have know, I pretty much lost my peace when it comes to sleeping. I deal with spiritual warfare time after time. If you know what that is, you can go ahead and type it. A lot of things here you probably might not understand or might not get. Listen, I can see demons. I can see what's going on in the night or something, or at least in the cult, they call it the astral planes. And when I sleep, there's stuff that happens. There's things I hear, and there's like certain things that happen to my body that shakes, and also I was already familiar with the touching thing. Like I can feel fingers up my legs or whatever, and especially in the beginning of that, the introduction of all that was basically when I first had my encounter of a demon, where it struck me and it hurt me, and I'm kind of dealing with that still. I remember like a few nights ago, that I dealt with this. Like there was something that was grabbing my shoulder. I'm not sure it was a bite, like something bit my shoulder or something like touched my shoulder. But when I was in a sleep paralysis, and mind you, even when you're sleeping on your stomach, it still happens. It happens to me a lot. A lot of sleep paralysis actually happens when I'm sleeping on my stomach, just flat, just lay down dead flat, and things just happen. Like the freaking like I felt these like, what was it? There was something on my shoulder that I felt it. Okay, sure, there was like wet dreams here and there, and I remember getting to that. I know that sounds graphic for some folks. I know these are supposed to meant to be PG or whatever, but I already said the B word, okay? By mistake. I said it by mistake because my freaking teeth, because of this freaking Daffy Duck arc I'm going to. I woke up Wapatash, okay? Like I'm a freaking Looney Tune character. But yeah, I'm still dealing with the spiritual warfare here and there. It would mean a lot if somebody would pray to me. Any Christian out there to pray for me. This is something that I'm just going through eternally, okay? And the only way to fight it back is, with the Lord, with Jesus. But also not alone. It would mean a lot. And pretty much for those that don't understand, here's the thing. How you get into that point. Like, how did you even get these demons in you? Well, if you sin a lot, there's a reason why I basically quit being in the LGBT movement. I stopped because, well, I know that it was going to affect me. And it did. It got to me. and now I'm diagnosed with some succubus spirit or whatever that I have to freaking deal with at night. And I would just be tired, sleeping, and something is moving me. I'm like, okay, time to bust out some preacher goodness, Holy Spirit, anything of that sort. And that's basically what I have to deal with night after night. In terms of me with fear, I don't think I'm allowed to have fear at certain nights, because if I did, they're gonna crawl up more easier. It's much more is sustainable for the enemy to come close to you when certain stuff like that, affects me specifically, but affects you. Like, that's what they feed off of. They feed off of lust, you know fornication, basically what I've been doing used to in webtoon, in terms of like reading stuff that is LGBT plus friendly or whatever. And I had to stop because my night, my basically my whole sleeping schedule and everything is all messed up because of that. I have that to blame, which is another reason why I quit webtoon. The deepest reason why I quit doing webtoons, because there's a lot of stuff in webtoon does, okay? I mean, they're not bad people, but there's a lot of stuff that is a very against God, very against Christianity, and me feeding off on that affected me spiritually, where demons get to have me as a freaking side meal, and I'm just getting freaking chewed out here at night. Okay, like what am I supposed to do now? I don't have any holy water. I got my Bible, but I only have like in my inner spirit, which is believing in God, and also believing in my senses of as a Christian, and that's what I have to do. So this is pretty much my life. I was like, well, I guess I don't know, and that's why I feel like I just haven't been on webtoon. Also, I just been afraid of really talking about this more and more, because people will look at me crazy, like, Vince, you're crazy. Listen, a lot of this stuff, you feel like, I wish that people would believe me. If ghosts are real, this is a pretty much a big example of why. I'm a living example of, ghosts are real, okay? Spirits are real. Slender Man is freaking real. And let me tell you, I probably saw him just sitting in the corner of my room while I was trying to freaking sleep. I mean, not really. I usually don't even get those. I get like other certain demons, but not. I mean, I don't even know at this point. This is what I had to deal with. This is my life. This is why I quit webtoon. This is why I stopped doing. And people just don't understand. But also, I'm afraid to share that, because I know you kids, people that are young, and you're in this certain age where you don't believe the stuff, or maybe it hasn't affected you because you haven't really indulged fornication or basically corn for long enough that it would affect you. But me, I pretty much been around the block of fornicating for. That's how it led to me doing webtoon in the first place, and I had to quit because I know that it was a sin. And me knowing, like, pretty much invited the enemy in me, and basically my whole life became a haunted house. Well, not this apartment that I'm in, but basically I'm a walking haunted house, because, well, I basically been fornicating for years, and yep, look what the devil did to me now. Let me tell you, that's all it is. That's why I couldn't watch Sinners. That new movie that came out that people were yapping and slapping about, and freaking spoilers or whatever. I couldn't really watch any of that stuff. I couldn't consume it because, well, I freaking lived that life. I'm living that life right now. I'm living in the movie Sinners, which I don't freaking know because I'm not black. I'm not in the freaking South. I don't have a gun with me. Okay, I'm not cool or handsome like Michael B. Jordan, but that's literally like similar genres. Hello, that's my life. I don't know. But, sharing all this stuff, I want to go into it more. But also, I need to figure out a smarter way to do it. That's why I don't want to do it alone. Maybe I would have my brothers in Christ to help me to get through that. Shout out to Alex if you're watching. But other than that, listen, I really hope that, in some ways this is all get fixed. And there's certain nights that it's good, but there's some nights, at least what it feels like most nights, that it really has affected my peace. Okay? All these people yapping about meditation and also about all the spiritual stuff that is not really about God, which I find I rebuke that. Okay? These content creators with yoga mats and freaking chakras or whatever and tarot cards and the freaking space like, oh, are you a Leo or a Cancer? I rebuke that. I rebuke that because that is demonic. Okay, and any little bit of demonicness I am scared, but also I have to rebuke because literally my night's been demonic. Okay, I can't, and I want to still be alive. Hello. So that's what I'm dealing with. Unless, we get the clergy or a pastor coming in and bless me. But, you know, at this point, it all relies into me and also myself and also with God. So that's why my sense of Christianity is more serious than ever, to the point where I have to stop doing these webtoon reads. I have to stop pleasing my audience because I was bringing such a bad influence. And the whole LGBT stuff is not bad. But if it's not of God, then it's not good. Okay? It's not bad, but it also is not good. Okay? Sorry. You wonder, there's this whole talk, especially in the trans movement, especially with that video I saw from Sydney. And I totally get that many people that are trans allies that fight for them or something. But at the same time, how can you? A community that doesn't police it themselves, that's insane. Okay? I'm not saying that everybody needs to be in charge of anyone's life or something. Look, listen, as a gamer, I can't be out here in these streets like, hey, you're in trouble, Asmongold, for saying that thing. No, I can't freaking do that. That would be weird. You know what I mean? But a lot of times I criticize. I'm here on the internet and I'm basically saying my word. I'm speaking my speech. Free speech. Hello, amendment in the U.S. of A. I'm just speaking my truths here. Okay, I'm speaking up, and that's what we have to do. We have the rights to speak up and stuff like that. Not that I wasn't against of anything that asked me to go. Then again, I freaking forgot. But there's some creators that I'm a huge fan of, but I feel like there's times where I feel like I could have spoken up about this. There's certain creators that I'm not gonna name, but they criticize God. They criticize my sense of, my faith, with Jesus, and the whole time I'm just like, man, should I say something? Or because I just know someone's gonna say something stupid, coming at me. They don't know who I am. They don't care who I am. But there's certain things that I shouldn't take personally. But there's times where I'm like, yo, you don't know me, bro. You don't talk to me like that, okay? That ain't cool. But then again, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right way to handle things, or as an adult. I feel like being mature and also turning the other cheek, that type of thing, is, a symbol within Christianity itself. From Jesus's teachings. But at the same time, I'm like, you don't disrespect, people that you don't know, a religion that you don't know, or pretty much, especially from an outsider, But then again, I wouldn't have to. I don't even know the words of that because apparently I'm autistic, and I just don't I don't have the ammo to actually go against that, or pretty much have the knowledgeable way of talking about that at all. But then again, it's like, man, and I pretty much go at this with, there's like a lot of other creators that I do care about, that I agree, but then again, that I don't agree in some points as well. And I'm not sure what was the point of really going with that, but the trans thing, that, I was like, come on, I was pretty much, doing LGBT plus content with webtoons and stuff like that. And yes, I do regret doing that. But also, I really had faith. I had faith of a community that I was like supporting. But then I realized, like, there is no sense of good at all if these people are not going to be good themselves. We can all be nice, but I feel like the nicest person is the one to tell you to freaking stop when something is just not right. When they're trying to freaking save your life. Like, you can't be nice when someone has a blade close to themselves. Sometimes you got to be the one to like pull that out because hey, I kind of want to see you around, my guy. I don't want to see you like this. I don't want to see you hurt. Like get this negativity off you. And the way I have to say that is sometimes mean to them, but it can freaking help them, especially as adults. I feel like for most of these adults are trans, and pretty much I feel like it's best to criticize them and tell them to freaking stop. There was this one trans creator that was like, had a lot of sexual innuendos and stuff like that, and I'm just like, yo, can you stop, man? This is just a lot. This is a lot. Okay, this is like, I don't know if that's the only thing you know about, but at some points it gets too much. And man, I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of examples of sharing that as well. I feel like with the whole LGBT space is sort of, dealing with the consequences of, and people will be like, well, what, Vince? They're not doing anything wrong. Well, yes, they're not. But when you invite something demonic in your life or something, or basically something that is not of God, then I don't know how can you move. I don't know how can you really rely on yourself. Here's the thing. This is what I don't understand of people going to space, especially the ones that don't believe in fate. It's Listen, it's different when you're like a professional, you know what you're freaking doing. In this case, recently with freaking Katy Perry and the others, like, and I guarantee that their fate with Jesus is lower than I would know, because other than that, they would actually, like, many Christians would talk about, like, sort of, especially the ones I follow, would talk about many of these, celebrities, random celebrity or something, plus Katy Perry, go into space and talk about like, oh man, at least they mention God here and there or something like that. But the thing is that, like, I remember Gail said it, but I pretty much, when she's living a normal life or something, she's not gonna be a Christian. She's not gonna be. I guarantee she's like, a lot of these are gonna be of the world. Like most of us are, but when we come to God, I feel like it's a different vibe in our lives that is more positive, and that we can basically do anything. When I was saying stuff like that, I dealt with the biggest sort of anxiety. I wanted to be alone. But the moment that I sort of came to Christ is when I slowly come out of my shell, where I slowly start looking at people in the eye, or start to talk more professionally, or just, I guess, be happier. I guess that sense of happiness and meditation, a lot of times you need God through that, especially, you're going through a hard time in your life that you cannot, dig out. But it's important to have, Jesus in your life, to know that you can be faithful. That's why I cannot really think of many of these people that go to space and they do not have faith with their, like, what they believe in terms of like their creator. And this whole VinzTalk is going to be, yes, evangelizing or something like that. Listen, I want people to really know what is the truth or what isn't the truth. What is positive and what is negative. And as I grow up, I start to realize that, like, the only positive way is through Jesus. Plain and simple. I'm sorry. You can argue with that, but I can't make the rules here. I don't make the rules. I don't freaking make the rules. Otherwise, I'll still be doing these webtoons and stuff like that, and this whole conversation would just be down the drain. But it isn't. It's the truth and nothing but the truth. And the thing is that I'm trying to be serious with some of the stuff that I really talk about, or some things that but of course I tend to go off the wall because I lose my focus. But there's something about this when it comes down to talking about God or whatever. Yes, part of it is dangerous because that's what the enemy wants. It wants me to be scared. And the result of that is basically some random commenter would, comment like, hey, you're dumb. How dare you believe in God? Like, that's stupid, okay? Or whatever. Or maybe differently, because I know that my audience is, I know most of you are nice. Most of you are good. Thank the Lord. That is the case. But most of you probably would question, like, why are you talking about this, Vince? Well, what are you talking about? Can you just talk about boyfriends? Can you just talk about, like, something else in your life? Why you gotta bring religion into this? Listen, this is about my life. This is about what I'm going through. Okay? And Whatever is the most powerful way of really just expressing how I feel is through God. There is nowhere else because you cannot go through life alone. But if you are going through life alone, at least have, the Lord with you. I don't know. I feel like that's beyond more important. We need Jesus more than ever. I feel like the judgment days are coming. People, I know that's crazy. I mean, shoot. Like, people were talking about, like, the asteroid thing a couple of weeks ago. Whatever happened to that? Now I'm over here thinking, like, what? Hey, is it still happening or what? What's going on? You know, I keep seeing stuff here and there with Israel. Like, I heard it was on fire. Like, they were dealing with wildfires here. And as somebody from a state that is also dealing with wildfires, probably like later this month or something, I hopefully not, that I can understand it. But it's like, what, in Israel of all places? What? That's like I don't know. There's signs here and there where it's starting to get kind of real. Like, life is changing in a sort of ways where it's like, where you don't know what will happen, but man, if it does happen, that's gonna suck. But it's kind of getting serious, I don't know. That's what I would like to really talk about. But also, what I really do want to talk about is some gaming. So, Xbox Series X is $600. What do you want? That's just the usual price nowadays. That's just the usual. Yep, things are getting expensive. You know what? It's Nintendo's fault. Okay, it's Nintendo's fault. Xbox is, it just makes freaking Nintendo the Switch 2 look cheaper, which isn't freaking cheap at all. When things are this expensive, how the heck do you even buy any games at this point? If emulation is the option, might as well, baby. Anyways. But yeah, Series X, dude, I mean, there is no point of ever getting an Xbox. They already look bad, but looking like this type of bad is just like, this is a whole nother just bad look to their whole brand, and of course Nintendo. But anyways, let's get heard that. Oh yeah, so this channel called Giant Bomb. Listen, I'm not subscribed to them. I heard about them through Rooster Teeth, and I do miss Rooster Teeth, even though I heard it's gonna be coming back. But the people that were once in Rooster Teeth, you're not gonna really see them back. It's gonna be a whole different field, whole different group, and I'm not even sure how Bernie is really gonna deal with that. Then again, he knows Rooster Teeth more than ever, because when I started watching Rooster Teeth, aka the podcast, it was basically with Bernie and the rest of the cast that at this point I don't even know what's gonna happen to them. It's sad because I feel like you need more than one job or something, or you need a professional job, or basically a job that has nothing to do when it comes to the content that you're into in terms of, like, animation, video games. You kind of have to have a real freaking job, I guess. And when I say a real freaking job, listen, gaming in certain aspects of gaming is a real job. But the thing is that we're talking about a job that can actually literally or really benefit you. Understand that whatever I'm saying with the Christianity, with the, like, jobs, and listen, I'm trying to just find the better solution. I'm a solution type of guy. I find whatever different solutions that can actually benefit humanity more than ever. And when people are questioning, like, man, why do we need to go to space? Well, I don't know. What's going to happen to Earth, damn it? Where do you think we're going to go now, huh? Where are we going to go? We can't go in the ocean. There's going to be a tsunami that is so big that it's going to reach almost to freaking Mars. And we have to really think of, like, our livelihood now. Like, I'm just saying, man, we need another solution here. What are we doing here, guys? Come on now. I'm a solution guy. If I didn't make that clear already. But yeah, Giant Bomb is gone. The freaking Layoffs, Jeff Grubb, his little friend co-host, I forget his name. I only know Jeff Grubb. I'm gonna be real. Yeah, apparently they're gonna be losing their jobs, man. And it's like I said, what you're into, something. This is why I don't take YouTube seriously at all. Because unless I'm doing something that is beneficial to my job in YouTube, then I don't know what to tell you. That's why I also want to keep my channel, but also I don't want to freaking make my channel go run into a wall to implode, all because I love the feel of speed. No, I gotta cut things out in order to keep my freaking channel. You know what I mean? Because once I get that strike, once I get that termination, I guarantee that could be the final time that you can ever hear my annoying voice. That's for damn sure. Anyways, also Polygon is That's funny. Polygon is gone. Polygon forever. Polygon, more like Polygon forever. Yeah, Polygon news outlet or whatever it's called. I mean, shit, what else is next? Freaking kind of funny, freaking IGN. Like, is anyone safe unless they're independent in some sorts? Anyways, that's what I mean. Don't trust mega corporations or anything like that. But whatever is happening out there, it's heartbreaking. The world is changing. Anyways, let's get into this whole freaking Cinder thing. I was supposed to include this in my, ministries talk segment. But because if there's one thing about that I noticed, for those that don't know, Cinder is a VTuber. A VTuber plays games, also plays games with the others, like people like Vienna and Newbie and blah, blah, blah. And listen, I don't know. Do you think I know these freaking people? Do you think I know VTubing as a genre? No, I don't. I just never understand it. Because it's the freaking models that kind of throws me off with the... I'm just like, what am I looking at? Why is this next to a SpongeBob like meme or something? Like, what we doing? And they use the AI filters too inside their... Man, I'm tired of this. But also, like, I'm trying to follow this whole Cinder VTuber situation thing. I couldn't do it, man. I don't know VTubing. Now, do I want to let myself into VTubing? Yes. I would love to have my little bat friend, little bat avatar, actually do moves and, do gestures and stuff like that. It's either that or show my face, which, I don't mind showing my face. At this point, I really do not freaking care. I might as well put some social medias here and there to show you that, hey, this is what I look like. But whoever, like I said that for a while, if you know what my face looks like, whatever, go off. Like it's not really a big deal. Yes, that's what I look like. And you damn right I look like. When I was looking at this like avatar thing, I was like the whole time before it, I was like, man, what's a animal video game character that kind of looks similar to me, and it does have that little chubby chub like myself. That's a little bat. Anyways, but the Cinder situation, like when it comes to VTuber situations here and there, is just like what makes sense. One thing I want to know is that when I was seeing this, I was like, and this is where I'm gonna get into the whole like Christianity stuff implemented into this conversation, is that my gosh, Cinder, Vienna, all these other VTuber, this group that they're freaking in, demonic. What are these creatures? I'm looking at there was this one that was talking about, it was so hard, and I don't want to be mean. It was like she was crying about, man, Cinder like betrayed me, and this same girl was like wearing upside down crosses, and I'm just like, I can't have empathy for you. How can I have empathy for you if you have this demonic imagery? Like, Cinder's imagery is demonic. And I start to realize, damn, there's a lot of VTubers that have like models that are demonic. Like, I remember seeing this stuff during my paralysis state. Like, this is scary. Okay? I rebuke this. I rebuke all of this in the name of Jesus. I rebuke all of this. It makes sense why Cinder is getting flack or something, or all these other VTubers are going through it, because I'm going to be real with you. If you please the devil, then you're going to get cursed. Okay? Bad karma will come for you. This is a good freaking example of it. Damn it. Find Jesus and maybe we can talk. Or maybe remove all this demonic imagery or something. I don't mean to be that guy. I don't mean to go full on Greg Locke. Shout out to Pastor Greg Locke. But I kind of have to rebuke some stuff in order to be safe here. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the freaking cut of line. I'm a freaking beef jerky to some of these demons. And I'm trying not to get eaten, damn it. Okay? I'm just an innocent bat trying to play game. Just leave me alone. I mean, shoot, I don't even know anymore. Just all these creatures just makes, like, Blitzo from Hell of a Boss just looks more angelic. It's so funny. I remember putting that comment when I was like on X or something, and I was like, man, they need Jesus. These VTubers need Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry. What is this demonic imagery? And they're going through it. That's the only thing I think about it. That's why I don't make this like the main topic or anything at all. And it's nothing serious. And I make sure that, like, hey, whatever I'm talking about with the whole Cinder situation, I don't freaking know. I don't know the details, but I will say something. That's it. That's all you need. Am I gonna get canceled? Listen, I never get canceled because guess what? I'm a Fallout YouTuber. Okay? Fallout, not Fallout the game, good game. I want to play Fallout 4 at some point or New Vegas, but Fallout. Okay? My whole YouTuber career, it's non-existent. It never existed. Even though it tried to exist, it's never gained there because, well, guess what? That's not gonna happen. I'm down here, baby. But I'm trying to get up there with God. But anyways, yeah, hopefully the whole situation, the only thing I can really do is pray for them. So, pray for, Cinder. And also, like, her name is Cinder. Cinsin, not Cin, but Sin and Der. And I'm like, I rebuke this. Listen, if Cinder, or whoever these other VTubers watch this, I just want to let you know, listen, I don't know if you're watching this, but if I tell them something, I gotta tell you, all this stuff is happening. Listen, it's probably your fault. It's probably Cinder's fault. That's probably the reason or something like that. But listen, I feel like if you come to Christ, if everyone can just come to Christ, maybe we would have a little bit of common sense here and actually have a level ground. Because listen, I seen the panel that they all did together, and they seemed like good friends and just like stuff like this, like. Listen, I've been there. I know what it's like, but at the same time, it just don't make sense. It don't make sense. But you kind of wonder, especially in the background, in the symbols. I'm talking about the background, okay? And I can see it. Demons roaming around, and what you need to do, you need to erase them. You need to rebuke them. And you need to follow God through all this. Listen, I'm just giving you solutions, okay? What do you think is the better medicine here? What do you think is the better healing concoction or something? None. It's basically praying. A lot of times we can't ever survive in life, but you always wonder, like, don't you want to, like, worry without worrying about, like, don't you want to live a life without worrying, is what I'm saying. My words are all over the place. I'm sorry. But living a life without worry is basically just living a life knowing that, hey, when you die one day, just know that you will not be afraid. And I guess that's the equivalent of coming to Christ. That's the truth and the only truth. And listen, I'm not the best. I'm not a pastor, guys. Okay? But I just only know this because I seen proof. I seen freaking demons, damn it. You don't think I believe in God now? Oh, I believe in more. I need him, okay? I'm trying to be freaking safe out here. Okay? I don't have something for Castlevania or Doom Guy next to me. So how am I supposed to slay these damn demons? True God, true Christ, through the Bible, okay? That's what you have to do. You can tell by my wording choices here and there, I am not a pastor. I'm not built when it comes to the Christian lingo. But there is no lingo other than knowing the truth. The truth and nothing but the truth. And that's what Sinner needs to do. That's what these freaking VTubers need to do. I seen the demonic energy, imagery, whatever it is, G, you know what I'm saying? G. And it is just scary. And it's like, man, you know what? Prayers. That's all I can say because I don't have a better solution. Okay, I don't even know what the situation is about. What do you want from me? This is VinzTalk. I just ramble and ramble and ramble and ramble and ramble. Ramble and ramble and ramble, ramble, ramble. Ramble and ramble and ramble, ramble, ramble. Okay, I'm out of here. One over the please. God bless.